Hey,
What's up,
hey,
guys?
what's up? All right, so I'm here with my buddy Manny,
What's
and
up?
you guys may have known him from 2000books.com. And I wanted to tell you guys about something really cool that we're doing. So I have a lot of you been asking me about creating like a Bulldog mindset course on how to develop the Bulldog mindset, how to really become mentally tough and be able to become that Bulldog. Maybe you've seen the video on this channel on being a Bulldog, and I've actually got a course, okay, but there's a catch to this. The course is not released. You can't actually get this course yet, but some of you have noticed this, okay? If you went to the mental toughness, if you went to simpleprogrammer.com/tough, if you've done that, then you may have seen, if you bought Mental Toughness, if you bought the book summaries for the Mental Toughness package, that you got a special offer to get a ridiculously priced discount price on my Mental Toughness course that we put together. And so I thought I would let you guys in on the little secret, since some of you have been figuring it out already. So it's a pretty fantastic deal. The Mental Toughness package itself was pretty fucking awesome. But now if you buy it, and so basically the only way that you can get my mental toughness course right now is if you buy my Bulldog mindset course right now is if you buy the mental toughness package first. Hey, what's up, Joel? How's it going, man?
What's
So
up,
if you
Joel?
if you buy mental toughness, the book summaries on mental toughness, two extra mental toughness, and we've got it at a super discounted price. I think it's like what, 70 or 60 or 70% off. It's like kind
Yeah,
of ridiculous
yeah,
price right
it's
now.
kind of ridiculous.
If you buy it, then that's the only way that you're going to get an additional offer after that to be able to buy the Bulldog mindset course, which is you can go and see the price, but
So let me tell these guys the genesis of this course
okay.
because John was kind of like, yeah, I should do it at some point. I'll do it at some point. I was like, no, John, here's what I'm gonna do. I don't want you to create the course the way you're creating a course or you think of creating a course. I want you to go in. I'm going to interview you. I'm going to get all the best stories from your life on this so that people can actually go behind the scenes and understand how John started back when he was 19. What was going on? Like, why did he decide to go on this journey of becoming a bulldog? What were the specific questions he was asking himself? What are the specific things that were happening in his life? And what are the specific techniques and strategies he was applying at the time to become a bulldog?
Right.
I didn't just want him to like give you concepts. I wanted stories. I wanted examples. I wanted the real stuff behind the scenes. So I said, John, we're gonna sit down. I'm gonna interview you because that's how I am gonna get the best like ideas from you. I have read over 1,000 books and so many books on mental toughness. So I was like, I know where his stuff. Like I know it's in here in his head. I have to get it out. I won't let him just sit and try to create the course. I'm going to get it out of his head. I want the stories like raw and real. So that's what I did. I sat him down for 3 hours. Actually, we stood. We were both
Yeah, we're both
standing
standing.
while
Yeah.
we're recording for 3 hours to go all the way from the time he started. Like the first question I wanted to know was, how did it all start? Why did you take this journey? Why did it all happen? And from that point all the way till today, we talked about all the different steps he took on this becoming a bulldog, and that's what we did in the course. So I'm really excited for it. I think it's an awesome deal right there for John. So
Yeah, and we're not releasing the course in any other way right now. It fits with the whole theme of mental toughness. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want you to get the book summaries for mental toughness, because I want you to become fucking mentally tough. Because if you're going to become a bulldog, you have to become mentally tough. Like a key component of this. And so yes, you can listen to the becoming a bulldog or having a bulldog mindset course, but the problem is that if you don't actually have the knowledge to do it, like, you're not going to do it, you're not going to follow through. It's one thing to nod your head and say, yeah, that makes sense. It's another thing to apply it. And it's not like I just developed this philosophy completely on my own, right? These are
yeah.
things that I've read. I've probably read over 1,000 books in my life. Manny has read more than me, and that's what it takes to develop this kind of thing. So yeah, so if you want to get it, okay, if this sounds good to you, this is only going to be lasting not very much longer
Yeah.
here, but go to simpleprogrammer.com/tough. I think there's a link in the description below, but simpleprogrammer.com/tough, and you can get it, and you will see it only after you buy the mental toughness package, which is heavily discounted. Then you'll see the offer.
I think some of the people here are asking, hey, I already bought the the mental toughness books, but I did not buy the Bulldog mindset course. So I think we'll have to do something for that, John. Maybe reach out to them. Like, we'll have to give you some way to get that, because if you already bought it, we will get you. We'll find a way.
Yeah, we'll hook you up. I mean, it'll be, you know, but for those of you that don't buy it, this is the only way to get it right now. You know, I'm not. Maybe in the future there'll be another way to get it, but it's not going to be priced at what it's priced at right now. I'll tell you, it's a ridiculous price right now, a steal of a price. But yeah, that's just how it goes. So I thought maybe what we'll do here a little bit, give you guys a little bit of Q&A if you want to ask us about mental toughness, about becoming a Bulldog. I think that'd be kind of cool. Both you get both of us, both myself and Manny, answer a couple of questions here.
Yeah. Go ahead while I give you a little tour of downtown San Diego here in the background. Here you can see all of downtown San Diego right there, guys. If you haven't been to San Diego, it's a beautiful place. Come check it out. Yeah. And here we are. So go ahead, tell us if you have any questions on Bulldog mindset. Or maybe no. Maybe you got no questions on. You're already convinced that you have to develop it.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about what the Bulldog mindset is. Well, here we go. How do you calm down when you enter a fearful or stressful situation?
Okay, John, you want to go? Then I'll give another strategy. Maybe you have one. Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing that I do is I think about, is this really actually a threat? Because here's the thing, 95% of the things that make you afraid or stress you out, they're not actually going to cause you physically harm. They're not actually going to harm you, right? We have a reptilian part of our brain. We have 3 parts of our brain, right? 3 brain systems. And the oldest part of our brain, the reptilian brain, as they call it, is a flight or fight response. It's a fear, you know, and it sends us to fear, or it causes us to feel the fear, and it causes reactions in this automatically, right? And we still are wired from way back when that was useful, when, you know, we had saber-toothed tigers chasing us and whatnot. And so in our modern day, right, let's give some examples here. So for example, let's say that you're at a job interview, okay? You might feel stressed out. You might feel afraid, right? But there's nothing bad that's going to happen to you. If you fail the job interviewer is not going to reach over the table and fucking hack your nuts off. It's not going to happen, right? You're going to be fine. But you feel the fear and you feel the stress response because your body is wired to do that. Yeah. Same thing for you guys out there. You go and talking to a girl, right? This will make you piss your pants. You're scared. You're nervous. You're afraid to go do this thing. But there's nothing bad that's going to happen to you. So the very first thing that I do in this situation is I recognize that there's actually I think to myself, what's the worst that could possibly happen? And this is a good one. I know Manny mentions this a lot of time. And then, can I handle it? Yeah. Right? Can I handle this?
So I'm gonna piggyback on what John said. I'm gonna give you a couple of. I think there's a lot of interview questions coming here, John. And you know my history with interviews, right? So let me give you a quick story. I think we have time to talk about stories. Yeah, okay. So back in 2004, when I had my first engineering job at Cirrus Logic in Austin, I had what's called an H-1B visa. I'm from India, and I had come to the U.S. To go to grad school, and then I took my job at Cirrus Logic in Austin. And this was, hardcore engineering. I'm an engineer too, by the way, guys, in case you didn't know. I'm a software developer as well. So what happened was I got laid off. And when you get laid off and you have an H-1B visa, what happens is you only get 30 days to find a new job or leave the country. So it's like freaking hardcore do or die, like the kind of stuff you guys are talking about, job interview pressure. That's job interview pressure multiplied by 10. Because not only do you need to get the damn job, you need to get it in 30 days or you have to leave the country. So it's hardcore stuff. That's when I actually started down, that's when I started to become aware of how important being able to perform under pressure really is. Because if you can't perform under pressure, I remember 8 years before that when I really had a miserable performance in in my college entrance exam, it was because I did not have the strategies to handle pressure. So now let me go back to the story of 2004 when I figured out how to handle this pressure. And one of the keys is to use your body language. There is a great study that talks about how just by standing in a power pose, just by standing tall, just by standing strong, you will literally change the hormonal balance in your brain. So if you're standing weak, if you're taking up like very little space, if you're standing like you're timid, automatically your cortisol, your stress levels rise,
right,
and your testosterone, your dominance hormones fall. But if you stand powerful, and let me, like John, if you're right here, I'll show you.
Okay.
Like if you're scared, if you're nervous, you're gonna be like this. You're maybe something like this. But if you're fucking strong, if you stand tall, you will literally change the hormonal balance in your system, and that will literally change the way you perform in any stressful situation. Like physiology, John and I have both walked on fire in the Tony Robbins seminar, and it's the exact same thing. When you walk on fire, you have to change your physiology. You cannot be scared of that fire. When you walk on burning coal, you just literally have to change your physiology, the thing you're focusing on, and the words you're using. All of this stuff is actually, we talk about in the programs as well. So
in fact, Tony Robbins, in a lot of his seminars, he'll often have someone that's depressed, right?
Yeah.
And they'll say, oh, I'm depressed, I'm chronically depressed, and he'll say to them, make yourself depressed right now, right? And you'll watch. He doesn't give them any kind of cues. You just watch as their shoulders slump down and he's like, look, you know how to make yourself depressed just by making these physical actions. This is what makes you depressed, because you're trying to get yourself into the state of being depressed. And so he shows them how, look, if you change your state, if you change your physical actions, how you're standing, how you're holding your head, how you're conducting your voice, it actually changes your emotion. It changes your state.
Yeah, so it's quite a few guys. One question that came in that I really liked, the guy asked, I don't know who it was, he asked, how can you develop the Bulldog mindset while you have all this crazy stuff going on around this world? Man, that is so critical. You have to take responsibility for what you can control and stop thinking about things you do not control. That's the fundamental of Stoicism. There's like 3 different books we talk about in the Mental Toughness program. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. These are like 2,000-year-old philosophers, emperors who are talking about these ideas. You got to freaking understand the basics of handling your emotions and your psychology. You got to separate the things that you can control and the things you cannot control. Once you do that, once you know the things I can control and the things I cannot control, now you have power. Now you have strength. Now you know you should go after the...
Uh-oh. What happened here? Oh, no. Orientation is locked. Rotate the face back.
Sorry,
okay,
guys.
we're back. Oh man.
Yeah,
that's it. We're not the correct stance.
the phone fell down. Sorry, guys. So just to clarify, the difference in what you can control and what you cannot control is huge. When you're trying to manage anxiety, fear, mental toughness, if you want to become stronger in life, one of the most important shifts you can make in your life is to figure out what is the thing I will take responsibility for, what is the thing I do control, and then worry about those things, only think about these things. Stop thinking about things that are outside your control. It does not matter. They will not change your life. What you do about the things that you control, that's all there is to changing your life and becoming a bulldog.
And I'll say this too about the whole, like, becoming a bulldog and facing the fear and the stress. Ultimately, it comes down to just making a decision, right? I mean, ultimately, I could give you as much coaching as possible, telling you that your fears aren't real. I could tell you that it's going to be safe and it's going to be okay, but you're still going to feel the fear. And ultimately, what you're going to have to do is lean into the fear and step into it, because no one can make that step for you. It's the same thing. You know, I got up this morning at 6 a.m. to go for my fucking run, and I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to do it, right? And there was nothing, like, I couldn't convince myself. There's nothing that's going to make me feel like I'm going to do that and be a bulldog today, except for me to just say, I fucking do it. Why do I do it? Because I make the choice. Okay. You make the choice, you execute, and you step into it. And so, you know, again, I'll give you guys examples, right? If, let's say, you know, I know a lot of you guys are always asking me, oh, you know, how do I go? I'm so afraid. I'm afraid to talk to girls. you just fucking do it. You just step into it and you just walk forward and you just do it. And you have to know psychologically that there's no real consequence that's going to come, but that's still not going to make you brave. You have to choose to be brave. You have to choose to be courageous. You have to choose to be a bulldog. A lot of that is just making that choice, and no one can make that choice for you except for you.
Yeah, there was a question there that if you purchase the program at full price, will you get access to the program? Yes, I will make sure that you get access to the Bulldog Mindset course with John if you already purchased the program at full price. So you're golden on that. And there are a couple other questions as to where to get it. It's simpleprogrammer.com/tough, right?
Yeah, /tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have to buy the initial course to be able to get access to this course as well.
Right. And it's TOUGH,
tough,
not TUFF.
If that's how we spell it, man, we got a problem right there.
Yeah.
I think there were quite a few questions earlier. How do
Let
we
me see. Yeah, I don't know if we can see.
Let me see if I can go to my phone and pick up the question.
I don't know. Well, if you got a question, go ahead and re-ask it. If you got a good one that pertains to the Bulldog mindset or mental toughness.
Oh yeah. How long does it take to develop Bulldog mindset? That was one of the questions. I think it's a lifelong journey, man. Like you can never be done with this journey. You can never be done improving yourself and becoming a bulldog. You cannot stop. It never stops. It never stops. It's a journey of a lifetime. It will never stop.
And that's an important thing to think about, right? Because a lot of people, like a lot of you out there, you might be wishing that life would be easier, that your problems would go away, that things would become easier. And that's the wrong thing. For a long time, I don't know if you guys know my relation with fear, but I used to be a very scared person. I used to have a lot of fear. But for a long time, what I was trying to do, my strategy for overcoming fear was waiting for it when I wouldn't be afraid anymore. And what I realized was that was not a good strategy. Instead, what I had to do was become courageous. And that is one of the quintessential things of the Bulldog mindset is choosing to become courageous and realizing that is what's important. Not just, fear isn't going to go away. All these problems, all these difficulties in life, they're not going to go away, right? It's kind of like going to the weight room, right? We just came back, we're just lifting, all right, and getting on the bench press and saying, I wish that these dumbbells would get lighter, that they wouldn't be as hard. And what that's silly, that you don't want them to be lighter. You don't want to go into the weight room one day and have, the 45-pound plate actually be a 35-pound plate. That doesn't do anything. What you want to do is you want to get stronger, okay? And it's still going to be just as hard, but because you're stronger, it'll feel relatively easier. It doesn't mean that life ever gets easy, but you're prepared for that shit, right?
I think one of the questions was, what makes the other guy a bulldog? I think, John, they're asking about me.
So okay,
you can talk about that because I wouldn't want to talk about myself being the bulldog, but John knows me very well now.
So let me tell you, you guys know my history. You know that I don't hang around with a lot of people, okay? I don't have a lot of people that I let into my social circle, and there's a reason why, okay? And I've done videos on this, and I've told you guys cut mercilessly. And a lot of you don't like that shit, right? But I say cut people out of your life that are they're not helping you. They don't have the kind of mindset that you want to have. Well, Manny, okay, if you guys might have heard the story before, but he wanted to meet up with me. And we had talked a few times, and I said, get your fucking running shoes and let's go for a run. And he showed up, okay, at my place, and we ran for fucking like 10 miles, okay. And some of you, that's nothing, but for most people, running 10 miles is a good run, right? And so I'm asking Manny, I'm like, hey dude, like what, how often do you run, and when's the last time you ran 10 miles? And I think you're like, I've never actually run 10 miles before.
Yeah, I usually run like 3 or 4 miles at best, and I was like, all right, well.
So he hung in, right, and did this whole fucking run. Not
you didn't tell me that we're gonna do 10 miles.
No,
it was just like, hey, we're just going on a run, and we keep on running, and I'm like, this guy. But I in my mind, I was like, no matter how long we're running, I'm fucking running.
Right.
I'm just going with this.
Nice.
But that's the physical component of it is a very small part of what I would think is like the mental toughness aspect of it. Like I have literally been laid off 3 different times in my career. Every single time I had to get a job in like 30 days or leave the country because I was an H-1B visa every freaking single time at that time. Now the situation's different. Every time I had to go through the process, like high stress, highly like losing a job is one of the most stressful situations in anyone's life, one of the top 3 stressors.
Yeah.
But then you add to the pressure, the idea that you have to freaking leave the country in 30 days. Man, that's pretty freaking amazing pressure. But every single time, like first time I got 3 job offers, the next time I got 5 job offers. It's like a thing that you develop over time. But the thing is, I did not start like that. Back in 1996, when I was about to enter college, I was giving the biggest exam of my life. And the night before the exam, I was so stressed out, I couldn't even fall asleep. And at 4 a.m., my parents gave me what's called Valium. It's like a freaking crazy sleeping pill.
Right.
And what that caused me was to become really groggy, and I wrote the worst exam of my life. So I'm telling you this because in 1996, I did not have any mental toughness, and it really pissed me off that I could not believe, even though I had spent 3 years preparing for the damn exam, I completely flopped at it because the night before the exam, I could not control my emotions. I could not control my stress levels. I was just so scared of it that I couldn't handle. And yeah, I couldn't handle that pressure. I caved in. But I resolved that this will never happen to me again. So over the last 20 years, all of my life has been a journey of like constantly challenging my comfort zone, constantly like putting myself out of my comfort zone, and like constantly putting myself into difficult situations, like leaving engineering, leaving coding to do this business. Like even when I didn't have any income coming from this business, I knew I was going to make it happen. It's just a constant process of trying to make yourself better. It's like the mental toughness journey right there. Yeah. I think one of the questions there was like, how do you handle cultural differences when you come from different backgrounds? And that's like, you know, man, that's part of adapting yourself, part of learning who you are, and how you like part of learning to deal with the different ways that people are in different parts of life. It's fine. Like you will have certain differences, but you deal with them. You find a way to adapt to them. I have been very flexible. Like I've always tried to adapt to the way other people are, rather than try to be very rigid about like this is the only way, this is my way or the highway. I don't like that. I want to be available. Like I want to give the very best I can in that situation to those people. So
yeah.
Awesome. By the way, some of you guys asked, you said, hey, you like who I am, and well, just in case, if you want to check out who I am, go to 2000 Books YouTube channel and you'll see a lot of me there. Like I do a lot of book summaries there. Yeah. And that's why we put together this book summary package. I think John already mentioned, like I am the one, I read a book a day and I summarize all these books. I've read over 1,000 books. I summarize them on the YouTube channel, and then you can get specific packages from us, and John does these deals every once in a while. He literally puts me in a headlock and says, "You must give this deal.
Give me a deal."
And so I have to do this thing for John.
Exactly. And I'll tell you guys why I do it. You know, it's because I love you guys. I want you to fucking get the knowledge from these books, right? Because you know it's an interesting thing when I hang out with a guy like this, like Manny, and you know I hang out with you know some. We got to ban someone probably, but anyway, if someone's the mod right now, let's just see. Put user. Look how nice I am. I just put you in timeout, motherfucker. So anyway, no. The point is that like I want you guys to be able to get the knowledge from these books, right? When I meet with someone like Manny, right, we go through our book list and we're like, oh, we're reading all the same books, right? This is why some of you asked also, like, why does Manny have the Bulldog mindset as well? It's because he reads the same shit, right? You guys that are fans of Brandon Carter, he's a good friend of mine. I fucking went to, which is Elliot Holz's event, right? And that's where I met up with Brandon Carter, and we fucking geeked out about all the books that we had on our Audible account, and we're both reading all the same books, right? So you see these people that you respect, you know, that are accomplishing things, doing shit in the world. Every time that I encounter one of these people myself, we're reading the same damn books, okay? And it's because these books are so critical and important. And no one tells you this shit. No one tells you what books to read. No one gives you the wisdom from these books. And I don't expect everyone out there to be able to read, you know, 60 books on mental toughness. But that's why, like, you know, something that Manny's doing here with his book summaries is such an important service, right? Doesn't mean you shouldn't go and read books yourself, but if you can get the information from these books, if you can get these concepts, if you don't have the time to read, you know, a book a day or a book a week, that's very, very valuable, and you can pick and choose the books later that you want to read. So
yeah, and I would highly recommend you should read all the damn books.
Yeah,
if you have the time, you should read each one of those books, like the ones that you find on simpleprogrammer.com/tough. you should go read all of them books, man. I'm not kidding. They are freaking gold. I think one of the questions was, do I have a community in the members area? Yeah. So what we're doing now is we're enabled like comments and questions. So you can do that. I also have a Facebook group that you find when you go to our YouTube channel. There's a link for the Facebook group as well. But I think for the paid members inside the community, inside when you become a member, you will be able to now write comments on the videos, talk about the ideas, and collect. We'll talk about those ideas. I'll jump in and I'll comment on anything that you guys write about when it comes to those summaries and stuff like that.
So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. We got to go get some dinner because we just finished eating or lifting weights. By the way, also mentally tough. Fucking Manny's the only one who like sticks with my ridiculous lifting workouts. We lift like 2.5 hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and he always pretty much shows up and gives it his all. So anyway, we're gonna go get some dinner, but real quick.
Yeah, people keep asking what's the channel. It's 2000 books, 2000 books. That's where you'll find me. But where do you find the deal?
Okay, so here's the deal. One more time, recap on what the deal is. I have a Bulldog mindset course. Manny squeezed it out of me, made me make this course, made me stand for 3 fucking hours and give everything I know about the Bulldog mindset because he didn't think I was going to do it otherwise. And I'm not selling this course anywhere else. The only way you can get this course right now is if you buy the mental toughness package, the 2X mental toughness. There are book summaries on 60 of the best books on mental toughness. Okay, and you can get it at simpleprogrammer.com/tough. So go there now. When you buy it, then you will see the special offer. It's a really fucking good price for the Bulldog Mindset course. You can't get it anywhere else. And when it does get released somewhere else, I guarantee you it'll be at least 2 times, probably 3 or 4 times the price that we're offering it now when you buy the mental toughness package, because I want you to be fucking mentally tough. So I'm making this offer to you.
All right, guys. I think, yeah, John said it best there. Just check it out. And I think there's a lot of guys asking for your fitness and nutrition course, John. So you better freaking do it.
Yeah, I guess you're going to have to make me do that one.
Yeah. What is the first step you need to get a Bulldog mindset? I'm going to get the package. Well, I think I just, we released that animation video, right? So
yeah.
It was like 15 steps. Like we get like at least 5 of them that are right there, man. First step, I would say, is to become personally responsible for your fucking things. Like, take complete responsibility for your life.
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, you'll stop hating others. You'll stop worrying about what others are doing. You'll stop worrying about what the freaking politicians are doing. You'll stop worrying about what your neighbors are doing. You have to take complete responsibility for yourself to start the process of becoming mentally tough. Maybe, John, you have another tip on that. Like, what's the first step?
I think that's it. I think taking responsibility. I mean, I really can't say more than that, because if you have the victim mindset, then you're never going to get anywhere in life, because if it's out of your control, you can't control it. You can't change it, right? So
okay, so there's a lot of questions about preparing for interview, like the frustration, like the anxiety of interview. I guess we'll have to do something about that.
Yeah, we'll do something like that.
Okay.
All right, guys. Go check it out, simpleprogrammer.com/tough, and I'll see you in the course. Take care.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.